the Kindergarten's Guide. Done. Okay, so when you log in, there's a couple of things. First thing I want to know is, okay, that's connected. You're going to hear a little bit of echo because I didn't put my headphones in on my controller, which is fine. Okay, so destinations. All of these planets will have a an icon based on what kind of quests that you're currently on, if you're currently tracking any major quest campaigns. These little guys here show how many friends are on there, or that a friend is on there. So we're going to go to the tower, because the tower is where you're going to do a lot of stuff. So first thing, we're going to go to the, oh good. Anyway, while that's loading and traveling, all of your quests are going to be in here. Your bounties are going to look like this. They will all have different icons depending on what they're for. So like this Pistolier one is specifically for the current season that we're in. This one is for the EDZ. These ones with the serpents are the Gambit. These ones are the Black Armory. These are for the Vanguard strikes, and these are for weapons calibrations. Now I'm playing a Titan, so that's not going to do anything. Or I don't think that's going to change very much. You have a whole bunch of quests that you get, and a lot of them are just, hey, we're going to pick up stuff over time. Oh, I need to do the Gambit. We'll do that in a little while. So all of your quests are over here. You can track your quests by selecting track, and you can untrack it. What it does when you track something is if you go to your character and you hit your D-pad, or you pull up your ghost, on the right-hand side, you'll see the status of that quest. So we'll... Oh, I guess I am. I guess I've finished loading. There we go. Alright, so we are here. Next thing. This is your character. Something that I did not know. You can change your subclass. So I think you start off with Arc, but there's also Void and Solar. Some of the bounties and quests will say you have to do so many kills with Solar, Void, or Arc. And if they're asking specifically for your abilities, then you want to have that specific ability listed here. You have kinetic weapons, power weapons, or no, I'm sorry, energy weapons and power weapons. One of the things you can do is that when you have a weapon, you can go to details, and you have several ways to update the stats. If you infuse it with another weapon, so like if I were to infuse this bow with Uriel's rifle, I could do that if I have an upgrade module. I'll show you where to get those later. You can also upgrade the tier of weapon, and that just makes it that much better. So what that just did was upped my handling speed. And so it says moderately improved stats. Increase the tier to forge a masterwork item. And I love my bow, so I'm going to keep updating it. You have weapons mods that you can put on your on your weapons. You get these from completing quests and from the from Banshee 44 and some other things. Okay. Damage by a fully drawn arrow causes disruption, delaying ability. So you just want to read what each of these says. I actually want to put this back on my boss spec because I am frequently flying solo. You can also change some of the active perks, so you want to just read through all of them and see which one suits you. Same thing you can do with weapon or with armor. You can go to details. You can add energy, which allows you to put more modifiers on your armor, and you can also merge it with other armor, same as with your weapons. So just make sure you're reading through all of that. Next, up here at the top, there is triumphs. Still not sure what the triumphs do. However, you want to make sure that anything that has a plus sign, you check it out, and anything with a blue symbol is going to give you more triumph points. Stat tracker. Oh, that's cool. This is all new to me. So, next let's look at your inventory. So in your inventory, you have items that you gather through completing quests, through harvesting, or from the different quest givers and bounty givers. It will tell you specifically what they're for. Some of them are for different quests. So like this one, Lost Prophecy. 2 siblings cleaved by time and space, reflections never found alone, ending in the Eldritch race. So I'm going to hit details. It doesn't quite tell me what I can do with it, but it will probably come up. Whereas like these synthesizers are for Gambit Prime if I choose to use them. These redeemable materials, if you turn them into the bounty givers on the various worlds, they will give you more engrams. You also have modifications that you can do. So these are transmat effects. So when you zone in, what does it look like to other people? You also have ghost projection. So whenever you pull up your ghost, there's a little icon that can go above it. That's what that is. Shaders just allow you to make your armor pretty and match. You can dismantle them if you want. So like, boom. And that will give you glimmer if you need it. Glimmer is up here. Glimmer is necessary for upgrading your armor and your weapons. Engrams. You're going to see purple engrams throughout the game when you kill big things, and they will gather here. You're only able to keep 10. Different engrams are not reviewed, but redeemed by 3 different vendors. So let's go see those vendors. So for a bright engram, which you usually only get if you're a season pass holder, you go to this person, who is Tess. Tess Everest, who is the Eververse vendor. And it will automatically ask if you want to decrypt an engram if you have them in your inventory. If you have a regular purple engram, you go to this dude over here, Master Rahul.
What cipher is this?
and he will give you, and he can also redeem engrams for you. If you have too many items and you don't want to dismantle them, you can go to the vault. What about dismantling, you say? Well, I'm going to show you. So you have the ability to dismantle stuff. I'm going to dismantle this one because I can always bring it back. So I have the option at the bottom of this description to either take, do details, or dismantle. So I'm going to go ahead and dismantle it. And that's how I clean out my inventory. Or I put things in the vault. The vault can only hold 500 items though. So, and you do get multiples at different areas, so it's not the end of the world if you go and dismantle things. It will give you legendary shards and redeemable materials for Banshee. Great. So anyway, there's that. So we talked about Tess, we talked about Master Rahul. Now we're going to go talk about, or go down to see the Drifter, because a lot of people are getting the prime engrams with the mottled darkness. And that is new for this season. So we're gonna go down here. The other thing you can do is on your map. You can fast travel, and that'll bring you to where the Drifter is. We're actually going for this UMBRAL decoder because they're UMBRAL engrams. So, this is where we're going to be able to get that stuff. But if you feel like running, as I typically do, this is the route to take. Alright, so that's the Drifter. He does all of the gambit stuff. If you use this prismatic recaster, what you can do is you can spend those UMBRAL engrams here. So you can specify what kind of engram you want. These are the free weekly ones. As you gain ranks, you'll be able to access the other ones. So you spend those. And you also want to make sure you pick up the bounties that are there. So let me go back here. So this one is where you select what you want the engram to be. If you want it to be armor or weaponry. And this one is where you get your... Oops, sorry. And right here is where you get your bounties, which will add to your rank. And then this is where you turn in those engrams.
DECODER online. If it jams up, a quick punch ought to fix it.
So this is where you're going to... Actually, if I mute this, then you won't have a duplicate. This is where if you have any engrams, you would spend them and it would generate what armor or weapons you get. Okay. So I'm going to show you a couple other things. So when you get to a high enough rank, you can get stuff from the Black Armory. This is where you find Ada from the Black Armory. She also gives bounties, but they're kind of grindy.
Guardian.
A lot of it is defeat enemies with these types of weapons.
Until next
Okay.
time.
Other kindergarten thing. When you pull up your director, make sure that you go to your seasons, because you are able to pick up rewards for each season, or for, it's basically you're leveling up. So make sure you do that, because I did not know that, and I didn't figure it out until I was season 40 last year. Also, here is nav mode. So basically I tapped my touchpad on my PS4 controller, and you see on the right how it says my tracked quest. So that's what happens with those tracked quests that I was showing you earlier. Alrighty. What else would be good to know? Oh. Actually, let me not stand in the middle of the hallway. There we go. So, when you're looking for a quest that you're trying to do, you're going to look for certain icons. So this icon shows, this starburst icon shows that it has weekly challenges, which is pretty cool. I am not high enough level for the prophecy dungeon yet. So if we go to different destinations, you can see the other quests. These sword ones are Vanguard type strikes. So if there's one that you particularly like better than others, you can specifically select it. These orange icons with the sword, they are adventures. So when you are being introduced to a new world and it says go on an adventure, this is the icon that you're looking for. If they tell you to go discover lost sectors, this is the icon you're looking for. So the dot with two horseshoes over it, you'll see them over an actual lost sector when you get near one, and that'll tell you you're on the right track. These blue ones are public incoming events. So if they say participate in a public event, this is the icon you're looking for so that you can go and participate in it. There are two types of public events. There are regular and then there are heroic. I don't know all the ins and outs of what makes them heroic, unless it's the glimmer extractor one. Then you just have to shoot the thing that looks like a vacuum cleaner. Trying to think. These little icons with the person attached to them, these are usually the people who give you bounties. So we've got Failsafe and we've got Warner 9940. If you are following a specific quest, let's see here, where was I where I was following a specific quest? Okay, so specific quests will have icons like this, and the iconography will tell you what kind of quest it is. So like Whisper is a main light quest. This one is Contact. This is a public event for this season, and apparently I need to do another one. These are our landing zones, so they're places that you can fast travel to. Let's see. Again, this is another person that you can talk to. I'm trying to find more instances of quests that I can show you all. So like this one is a campaign. It's called The Last Call. And I still need to do that one. So yeah, these little green guys are people that you can interact with and buy stuff from. Also, this guy, Spider, he will sell you a lot of components which are key for updating your gear and updating your equipment and your weapons. So he's a good contact to know, even though he's terrifying. What else? Vanguard strikes are not PvP, so I don't want people to be scared of them. There is his heroic story mission. I'm not sure if that changes over time. There are Vanguard strikes, which will go through like a playlist of all the Vanguard strikes you see in all the different worlds. And when you select it, it will bring this up. You want to pay attention to these three things here. So this will tell you solar singe. So you want to make sure you have your solar power equipped. Again, your solar power, you're going to find right here. It tells you that enemies have more health and are not staggered by damage. So you just have to be ready to bring the firepower. And power weapons deal more damage and more ammo becomes available. So when you kill something, it has those little glowy bricks. They're either white, green, or purple. The purple ones are your power weapon stuff. Nightfall the Ordeal is quite a bit harder, and they do have weekly challenges. So you want to be aware of those. And then Nightfall strikes, again, are harder, and you want to make sure you have a group with you, especially one that you can be on voice chat with. Let's see. Oh, here's the other thing. Let's talk about your powers. So, going back to your character, so you can go to the details of your characters. Now, here are a couple of things that you can do. First of all, you can change your shield. You can either have a tower shield, which basically gives you cover, or you can have a smaller shield that you can peek around, peek over, and shoot at, but still have cover behind. You have 3 different types of grenades. They change based on the subclass. So you want to read through those and see which of those suit your purposes. Additionally, you have 3 different jumps. There is the high lift, which is what everybody starts with, which just brings you really high in the air. There is the strafe lift, which gives you strong directional control. So if you have to make a long jump, you want that. Like I stick with this one all the time. And catapult, catapult is when you jump while you're airborne and activate lift and launch. So basically this will help you like continue to go forward. But I stay with strafe. It helps a lot. And then when you want to stop floating, you just hit your jump button again. Additionally, you have different codes based on, so there's always going to be 3. I have this one because I have the season pass, but usually it's the top and the bottom one if you're playing the free version. And it will tell you what your abilities bind to activate this. What you're going to be looking for. Oh, I have to be in a zone, don't I? Alright. So down where it says return to orbit and stuff, usually you have your bar that shows your melee, your grenades, and your shield. And then it has your 3 weapons that you've got loaded. There is a bar on the top, and when that bar is full and yellow, that means that you have your super ability available. On PS4, to activate that, it is the right one and the left one button hit together. So I'm actually going to go to Trostland and... or maybe I'll go to Nessus. Where is my next quest that I wanted to do? Is it on IO? Yeah, it's on IO. Alright. So we're going to do a quest real quick, and I'm going to show you as much as I can. And if anybody's been chatting, I'm so sorry. I did not have my chat up. That's on me. These little vendor guides and stuff on the bottom, you do want to make sure that you read them because they are very helpful. And I realize this guide is kind of all over the place, but I see so many people struggling with this, so I just want to help, you know? You know what I mean? Jellybean? Now, I often have subtitles on my games because it's more effective. Okay, so... oh dear. Anomaly collapse. Time remaining. I don't really know what I'm supposed to be doing, but I'm gonna figure it out. So you see above my grenade and everything, there's a little bar that is currently charging. That is my super. So once my super is completely full, then I'll be able to use it. With the grenade, once the grenade is purple, I can use it.